the Republican Party on behalf of the Jewish mafia killed Charlie Kirk. And then, but when it comes to the Muslims and the communists, we're supposed to vote harder. And so the perfect example of this is everything they're saying now, but also this Jake Lang guy. He's a Jew. He's Jewish, right? And what he does, he's a Jew, and he goes out. He says, "I'm Christian. I'm a big Christian, and Jesus, Jesus, Jesus." And we're fighting the Muslims, and he's totally Jewish, and he's sponsored by the same Jewish mafia that killed Charlie Kirk. The same Jewish mafia that killed Charlie Kirk is putting this Jake Lang guy out there to get a bunch of attention, inciting with the Muslims, right? So the same Jewish mafia with AIPAC and all that group that runs the Democrats and the Republicans. Okay, that's who opened the borders to Islam to ship them in here to America. So it's literally his group. It's the Jake Lang group that brought the Muslims in. It's the Jake Lang group that brought the Muslims into Michigan, into Minnesota, into New York, into the whole country. It's the Jake Lang group, right? So he's out there inciting, right? Because white people tend to be irritated by being invaded by Muslims, rightfully so, which is why I live in Whitelandia, which is why I don't care about America so much anymore. Although I call myself the president of America. I don't care about the U.S. I don't care about the U.S. The U.S. is a worthless pile of trash run by mafia and scum. It's horrible. It's a horrible. It's the worst form of government. And if you don't believe me, look at the condition of the white race from the 1940s till now in America and Europe, and tell me that this is not the worst form of government ever conceived by man. And I'm not talking about the founding fathers. Talking about the group that came after them in the 1800s. I'm talking about the group that came after them. Now, the founding fathers screwed up big time by bringing the Jesuits in and giving them an operations base at Washington, D.C. And then that took off in the 1800s. And that's the group. That's the group that's destroyed America. Just look at the white race in America from the 1940s till now, when they just launched a full-blown. And not even that. Look at before that, when they were with all the war that they did in Europe and the backing of the communist, the communist revolt that exterminated all the people in Europe. That was all sponsored out of Washington, D.C. The government in Washington, D.C. is the worst possible form of government, specifically for white people and Christians. And it's a Jesuit, Roman-backed Talmudo syndicate. And it's the worst possible form of government because everything to them is a hoax. Everything to them is a fraud and a con that they use to stay in power. And they do use your religion and your belief system to do that. So the Jake Lang guy is out there, and he's going to be inciting conflict between white people and Muslims. But he's Jewish. He's Jewish. And so the whole point of him doing this is to rally white people to his cause. And then parlay that over into fighting the enemies of the Jews with their allies, Al Qaeda, working together against Iran, Hezbollah, and Hamas. See how that works? So the reason why Jake Lang will go out there and incite with the Muslims and pretend like he's Christian, he'll incite with the Muslims so that you'll be like, yeah, somebody's doing something about the Muslims. I support Jake Lang. And then Jake Lang's going, yes, and this is why we need to go fight the Iranians. Get it? And the Hamas and the Hezbollah. See, that's how that works. And we need to, and guess who else are our allies? Zelensky, who wants to exterminate the Christians in Russia, just like Lenin, and just like more like actually Trotsky, Bronstein. Zelensky is really a reincarnation, and I mean, not a literal reincarnation, but like a reincarnation of Trotsky, Ukrainian Jew backed by New York and Washington, D.C. to attack Russia. Same thing they did in the 20th century. It's the same pattern. So this Jake Lang guy, he's going to go out there and incite the Muslims, and then you're going to get on board with that, and then you're going to be like, and that's why we need to support Jews. You see? And the Jews aren't fighting the Muslims. I mean, they're fighting some Muslims, but the Jews are allied with the Muslims. The Jews that run Jake Lang and that fund Jake Lang are the same Jews that support that they're not against Muslims coming into America. For instance, what's his name? Ben Shapiro. He's not against Muslims coming to America. He's not against Muslims coming to Europe. He's not against Muslims in Australia. See, that's the thing. They're not like you. They're using your prejudice, which you should have, right? You should want your race to survive. You should want your race and culture to survive. If you're an American, if you're white, American, Canadian, Australian, British, Scottish, Irish, Welsh, French, German, Italian, Spanish, whatever, Dutch, you should want your race and the white race in general, because we're a kindred people. You should want us to survive. See, and what happens is the Ben Shapiros use that and then parlay it into supporting their cause, and you get nothing. And that's just like a little hamster wheel you're in over and over and over. And so it's going to be inciting the Muslims that they brought in. So first the Jews bring the Muslims in, the same Jews that run Donald Trump and also run the Democrat Party through AIPAC. AIPAC's Jewish, right? That's a fact. Jews, Muslims, Christians, Hindus, there's different religions, right? And the Jews are the ones that are involved in sponsoring all the people in the Congress and the president and the Senate, working with the CIA and the Pentagon, and they support the politicians that bring Muslims in, bring Somalians in, bring this El Sayed guy in Michigan in, and bring Mom Domini. Like, they're the ones that brought them in to kill you, to fight you. And then when you get upset about it, they're going to use your frustration to support them more. So now you're frustrated by the whole thing. The whole thing is frustrating to you. So Jake Lang's going to go out there and he's going to say, "Hey guys, I'm a Christian like you," but he's not, because he wears the Christ killer cube on his head, which is a symbol of the murder of Christ in the Bible. In the story of Jesus, that little box the Jews wear on their head is a symbol of the murder of Christ at Golgotha. That's what that symbolizes. It's symbolized in the Gospels. It symbolizes the murder of Christ at Golgotha. That's what it symbolizes for Christians. That's what a Christian sees when they see the box on the head. You should see Christ being murdered at the skull. Christ being murdered at the skull. What is Christ? Christ is the intellect of God, called the Logos. The Logos isn't Jewish. The Logos comes from God. It doesn't come from Jews. You're not saved by Jews. These are the same people saying that Jews are your savior. Did Jews save Noah? Did Jews save Noah when he was when he built the ark and saved his family? Was it a Jew that came to Noah and saved it? No, it was the Logos, the intellect of God. That's what's put to death at the Golgotha with the black cube of Judaism. That's the black cube of Judaism. It's Christ being murdered at the skull. That's how we see it in Christianity. That's our religion. That's our religion. That's our religion. And they are murdering Christ. They are murdering the intellect of God in favor of stupid ideas, stupid ideologies. The reason why America failed, America, Europe, the British network of, the British Isles and Canada and Australia, why that's all a giant failure, why South Africa is gone, Rhodesia is gone. The reason all that's gone is because of shit tier ideology, toilet ideology, toilet culture. And who's the purveyor of this toilet culture? It's the people that rose up into power in the 1800s. It's the Judeo-Jesuit syndicate. That's who did that. So hey, doggo, be quiet. My dog's barking a lot, ruining my video. So anyway, I love my dog so much. So this Jake Lang guy, right? He's an example of this. So it's Jake Lang. He's going to pretend like he's on your side. I'm with you, Goyim, while he incites the Muslims so that you'll back him and all the stuff the Republicans are doing. And all the Republicans that are run by international Judaism, they're not even American. It's just an international group of Jewish mafia, and they're international, and they don't care about America. They don't care about you. They don't care about your family. They don't care about your future. It's all about them. Just like when Donald Trump got elected, he took all of that. He gave all that capital, that political capital we gave him, and he just gave it away to Judaism. And now his presidency is ruined. And now he goes out and talks about communism. We got to vote against communism. Well, you just shot Charlie Kirk in the head, in the neck, and then just covered the whole thing up and made up a big lie about it. But when it comes to the communists, we're doing voting. How about no? How about no? How about none of it?